Hey guys, I'm going to go over Heart of Darkness and Joseph Conrad. We're going to be reading this over the next 3 weeks as we finish up Frankenstein and we finish up the last of lesson 4. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close myself out. This will probably, this video will probably be split up into 2 or 3 because I don't want to make it go too long. All right, so Heart of Darkness. Let's skip that for now. All right, so just a little bit of history for you guys. All right, so the Congo River was discovered by Europeans in 1482. No one traveled more than 200 miles upstream until 1877. So that's a big time frame, right? It is 1,600 miles long and only passable to water traffic between two places, creating a 200-mile overland trip. Okay, and here's the Kinshasa station right here, and cool. History of the Congo. In 1878, King Leopold II of Belgium asked explorer Henry Stanley to set up a Belgian colony in the Congo. He wanted to end slavery and civilize the natives. So I'm just going to back it up here. So in 1831, Great Britain abolished slavery and basically ended the slave trade per se. Now, the United States did not abolish slavery until 30 years later in 1865. So this is even after the United States. So I wanted you to pay attention right here. I wanted to end slavery and civilize the natives. These are going to be very similar things when we read this book. So just letting you know. He was actually interested in more material benefits, which I'll get more into later. In 1885, Congress of Berlin forms the Congo Free State. This was ruled by Leopold II alone. The Congress of Berlin is referred to in the books as the International Society for the Suppression of Savage Customs. So once again, they're trying to civilize the natives, and what they mean by civilize is to make them Christian, turn them into still slaves, but maybe we'll call them indentured servants. And we're going to steal the valuable resources of their land. Leopold never even visited the Congo. He set up the company to run it for him. This is Africa and imperialism. So everywhere in red was British controlled, French, German, Belgian right here. So this is where we're focused on right here, the Belgian Congo. But know that other European countries did the same thing. And we have one little independent nation right here. The Congo Free State, 1885. So it ran from 1879 to 1885. Stanley explores the region for Leopold. Conrad's expedition to the Congo before the Congo one was a mere animal. And there's just a picture, a map of colonial Africa. Okay, once again, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. In 1908, the Belgian Congo. In 1960, they finally won their independence. In 1964, they had the People's Republic of the Congo. 1971, Republic of Zaire. And 1997, Democratic Republic of the Congo. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is still. I did not look it up, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And I'm going to go through this really quick because this is just a little bit of background. The name of this African nation derives from a people known as the Ba-Congo, first rendered as Congo in Portuguese Chronicles of Exploration in 1482. In their language, the 2,900-mile-long Congo River is called the Nadzi, the river that, what did I put here? The river that swallows all rivers. So if you remember how long we said it was 1,600 miles and 200 yards across. I would imagine it would swallow all rivers. Okay, King Leopold, I'm not going to go over him. Just know that he sort of controlled the Congo, and he was king of Belgium. And here is, one of those political cartoons right there. So that's supposed to be King Leopold, and he's strangling the natives. And another one right here, very accurate. He didn't want to enslave people. He just wanted to civilize them. I don't think this looks too civil. And as you can see here, he's taking money, which means resources. 5 to 8 million victims, 50% of the population would die. It's blood-curdling to see them returning to the hands of the slain, to find the hands of young children amongst the bigger ones, evidencing their bravery. The rubber from this district has cost hundreds of lives, and the scenes I have witnessed while unable to help the oppressed have been almost enough to make me wish I were dead. This rubber traffic is steeped in blood, and if the natives were to rise and sweep every white person on the upper Congo into eternity, there would still be left a fearful balance to their credit. All right, White King, Red Rubber, Black Death. Countries such as France, the Netherlands, and Great Britain that acquired large empires exploited both land and people. I don't know which side of TikTok some of you are on, but if you watch some of them that I'm a fan of, they always talk about, oh, you can go see the continent of Africa's greatest artifacts. You just have to go to Great Britain to do it. So just think about, okay, but Great Britain abolished slavery, 1831, but they were still exploiting these countries for their resources and their people. All right. Some of these rights were followed into the African colonies, but not by Leopold. Leopold had to give up the Congo to Belgium in 1908 as a result of the international campaign exposing Leopold's activities in the Congo. King Leopold's Ghost. This is a novel written by Adam Hochschild, written in 1998, tells the horrific story of King Leopold's colonial rule over a country and its native peoples. It's based on the true story of the colonial activities. King Leopold II never set foot in the Congo, but managed to ruin a country. His ghost remains today in memories along the Congolese. All right, Stanley. Stanley, a journalist who explored the Congo on an expedition financed by King Leopold. Stanley greatly aided his backer in gaining a firm foothold in what was to become the Belgian Congo, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. King Leopold II never set foot there. That's what we said already. King Leopold found the Congo cursed by cannibalism, savagery, and despair, and he has been trying with patience, which I can never sufficiently admire, to relieve it of its horrors, rescue it from its oppressors, and save it from perdition. Okay, that's cool that he said that. But if you look down here at the bottom, the idea that Europeans must carry the burden of civilizing in Africa, and once again, it was their version of civility. And even if the native people wanted this or didn't want it, it was still forced down their throats. There were different motives of imperialism. Some Westerners felt it was their duty to civilize the savage. The English ruler Rudyard Kipling displayed such an attitude in 1899 with a poem entitled The White Man's Burden. And there's the poem right here. We'll talk about this more later on, probably later on this week, maybe next week. The White Man's Burden. The first step toward lightening the white man's burden is through teaching the virtues of cleanliness. So this is an old ad right here. Pear soap is a potent factor in brightening the dark corners of the earth as civilization advances. While amongst the cultured of all the nations, it holds the highest place. It is the idea toilet soap. So once again, if you think back to the beginning, we've always talked about what the mindset was of these people during this time. They thought the paler the skin, the pastier the skin, the better, right? So this is very indicative of this time. Brightening the dark colors, because obviously if it's a dark color, it obviously has to do with Satan. Ivory and the white man's burden. Okay, this is what's really going to get them. Most Europeans in the 1890s felt that the African peoples needed exposure to European culture and technology to become more evolved. This responsibility was known as the white man's burden, and the fervor to bring Christianity and commerce to Africa grew. In return for these benefits, the Europeans extracted huge amounts of ivory. Go figure. All right, there's many uses of ivory. Jewelry and other decorative items, piano keys, billiard balls. The stays in women's dresses and stuff are also made from ivory or whalebone. From 1888 to 1892, the amount of ivory exported from the Congo rose from 13,000 pounds to more than 250,000 pounds. In 1892, Leopold declares all natural resources in the Congo are his sole property. This gave the Belgians free rein to take whatever they wanted, however they wished. Trade expands, new stations are established farther and farther away, and the people of the Congo are basically enslaved again, and the resources that are owed to them are squandered by Leopold and other European nations too. All right, the results of ivory fever. Documented atrocities committed by the Belgian ivory traders include the severing of hands and heads. Reports of this, combined with Conrad's betrayal of the system in Heart of Darkness, led to an international protest movement against Belgium's presence in Africa. Leopold outlawed these practices, but his decree had little effect. He basically said, hey, don't do that, but it was really, hey, don't let people catch you doing this. Belgian parliament finally took control away from the king. Belgium did not grant independence to the Congo until 1960 because they still wanted that control. I'm going to skip that. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and I'll start back up in the next video.